Hello, everybody. It's one bear said to the other bear, why the big pause? Welcome along to Wake Up Call. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for being with us for the second show of the day and another exciting day as our Christmas event continues. We are all about the brand new launches. And we've got a stellar day actually lined up, full of launches. And I say that because we've got the official preview of our brand new 3D Christmas embossing folders in this hour. Following up from that, we'll have 2 hours to inspire you and educate you and get all of the questions answered once you've bought the Showstopper, because you're buying the Showstopper in the show, right? And then tonight, live at 5, it is me and D. Rob as we have another look through lots of the launches that we've already brought you. So things like the Rhinestone Showstopper, Christmas tag dies, top and bottom dies, and more. But this is the show where you need to be shopping. If you learned anything from yesterday, it is the early bird definitely catches the worm. So if you've had your eye on these embossing folders, this is the show to shop. You'll pick up some inspo in the show, and then later on, the 2 o'clock, you'll get all the inspiration you need, and you'll be able to sit back and relax with a smug grin on your face, knowing that you got your Showstopper and everyone else is scrabbling around for what we've got left. Let's say hello to the lovely lady who is the other side of the studio, in for this show. And again, you know when this lady's in, it's a big launch. So here she is, the moss to my sizel. I'm looking forward to today. It is the one and only Leann Chivers. Leann, how are you?
I'm glorious, thank you, Ben. I'm really excited to be here with these 3D folders, I have to say. Well, first of all, I'm very excited to be here with you.
Oh, of course.
Always, of course.
Always.
And we've got a great product lineup today, and I love when we've got something like this for Christmas, because what this launch does is give all of you that brilliant background to craft. Doesn't matter which collection you've bought into, Santa Paws, Retro, Candlelight, the one we had yesterday with the Nutcracker. Yeah. These are the backdrop to all of those. And what it does is reinvigorate all of the stuff that we've got at home. So I'm excited because these folders are, I'm going to do chef's kiss.
Yes. And what's so lovely, I always think about embossing folders, Leanne, is the fact that if you want them as kind of like that cameo role on your project, they can be, but then they can also be like the starring role, headliner act as well. They're such a versatile piece of equipment to have, aren't they?
They really are. I love that analogy, actually, Ben. They can be in the chorus line or they can be front and centre. You can use them subtly or you can give them some wow, and really very easy to use. And I always say, if you're crafting for the first time, and you're wanting to make some Christmas cards and you want them to look super, like you've been crafting a long time, then embossing folders would be the place to start, because you really do not need to do very much to them at all for them to look exceptional.
Yeah, this is a bundle that you will definitely want to jump in and grab. I know people already are shopping for this too. A few quick hellos and then we will show you everything within the collection, give you some inspiration, and yeah, we'll get into it. We've got Jan on the socials for this one. Colleen says, good morning from this very hot early morning in Florida. Hello. It's warm here today actually. It's just about nice though. Trudy Bickham says, good morning everyone. Kathy Green is in Mechanicsburg saying good morning. And Nicole Bretherick is in. Hi Leanne, Ben and everyone. These folders are truly stunning. I saw your post, Nicole, in the I'm a Crafters group, and yet they are absolutely incredible. The projects you're going to be able to make, projects you're going to see and get inspired by over the next 2 shows, incredible. Colleen also says, good morning Leanne, always happy to see you and I always learn from you. Yes, there will be a lot of learning today for sure. And Stephen Nicole says, good afternoon to Ben and Leanne. We'll get the details up on the screen for you, and then I'll tell you what, we'll go through the boards with Leanne and I'll take you through the Showstopper. But this is it. It's a 20-piece Showstopper with your brand new Christmas 3D embossing folders, which you'll see in tons of detail with Leanne in just a second. It is £48. It is $68. That is your platinum price. It is tariff-free also. And remember, this is another one of those launches which is a pre-order, dispatching from the 11th of August. I think everyone's kind of getting used to that now, the majority of those pre-ordered. But the great thing is, not long to wait. It's August at the end of the week. I'll show you all of the Showstopper elements in just a second. Basically, if you're in the US, this is your ticket to pick up all of the new goodies. If you're in the UK or the EU, you want individuals, you just want to get the brand new collection on its own without the added bump, then you can do that. Shop the day to see all of those deals. But let's dive in before I show you all around the Showstopper and see exactly what we're getting with Leanne.
I'm so happy to be able to share this with you because I love embossing I adore anyway.
Yeah.
It's one of my go-to techniques. It's one of the things I love to do the most. And that's because I can be individual with it and I can make it customized to the person I'm sending it to. But also it's very quick, very forgiving, instant crafting, because you can get things done that look exceptional in a moment, in an absolute moment. This is one of the 5x7 folders that we've got for you, and you can really see there that sculpting on that matte mirror card from that 3D embossing folder. It almost feels like deeply sculpted craft metal. Oh. Look at that. Wow.
Wowzers.
That is incredible. And this is what you're going to be achieving yourself at home in a matter of seconds. Now, if you want to make some great, quick Christmas cards, if you're starting for the first time, then look, get some matte mirror card, emboss it, put a sentiment, a bit of ribbon on, put a little bit of bling on there,
yep.
You are done.
Job done.
And that is an incredible card. But if you are a little bit more advanced and you want to start doing something a little bit more exceptional, or something that really stands out and showcases some of the abilities you've honed over the years, you can start to colour these in with your alcohol markers, with your glitter paints, with your watercolour paints, with your aqua markers, with your pencils, with your ink pads, with everything you've collected from the crafters range over the years, and showcase that skill. Do something like this. So that's the first one in our 5x7 collection, and that is Flourishing Holly.
Okay.
We've then got the one that I'm going to be colouring in for you in this show, these absolutely dazzling baubles.
Yes.
Look at that. It is absolutely exceptional. And again, the depth of the emboss on this, the quality, it feels sculpted. You could absolutely do this. Again, just a piece of matte mirror card in a gold, a silver, a green, a blue, a red, a pink. Doesn't matter what you want. A little bit of ribbon, little sentiment, bit of bling. Job's a good one. Or you can colour it in and look what you can achieve. And believe me, so simple to do. I'm going to show you how simple it is to do that in this preview hour.
I love that.
Now we've got the last 5x7. We've got 3 5x7 and 3 square, which I just think, of course, I think it's genius. It was my idea.
Of course.
Just congratulating myself there.
Well
Apologise profusely.
Done.
Well done, me.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that rectangle, rectangle larger card, but it gives you the square succinct design as well. We'll have a look at them in a second. You'll see what I mean. These are the elegant mistletoe design. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love mistletoe. I think mistletoe is an underused foliage and Christmas decoration.
100%.
I really love a little bit of mistletoe. Yes, it's a weed, and yes, it chokes the holly bush, but I think it's a beautiful weed.
We still love you, mistletoe.
We'll still love you, mistletoe. We're not going to hold it against you. Again, gorgeous just on the matte mirror card there. But then when you colour that in, that's elegant, it's classy. A little bit of glitter on there for a frosty sparkle on those little mistletoe berries. Lovely sentiment from one of your stash. What you've got might be one of the candlelight collection that we've just bought. Could be from the Nutcracker. Could be something you had 10 years ago. Doesn't matter. It revitalises those older collections when you've got a new embossed design to use with them. So that's your mistletoe. Then we're moving into the square designs.
Oh, yes, look at that.
This is stylish snowflakes. Look at those.
Yeah.
They really do make a fantastic statement on that piece there. So brilliant even on the embossed matte mirror card there.
Yeah.
But then look, use your glitter paints. Look at that. Look at the sparkle. They're the glitter paints that we launched a year ago in birthday. I'm sure you've still got those rattling around.
Back in stock as well.
Are they back in stock?
They were recently. Yeah.
Get them back in stock. Get them now. Look at how fab those glitter paints work on there. In the launch show, I'm going to show you how to do this.
Lovely.
So come back for launch. Now we've got, I'm going to call this a really traditional version, and this is Christmas foliage. And I think if you bought our candlelight collection this year, this will be a superb complement to candlelight. I really do absolutely love it. You've got pine cones in there, you've got little bits of foliage in there. Again, brilliant on the embossed card, but look, when you colour that in, that is Christmas in a card, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And it is very traditional, and it would work beautifully with that candlelight collection that we launched at the beginning of Christmas for you. The last square one that I've got is our Christmas poinsettia.
Wow.
Now, this is stunning. You've got all of that beautiful 3D in there. You can see where it's catching the light, how sculpted, look at that, how sculpted that is and pops out of that mirror card. It's incredible. But my word, use a little bit of red watercolour, guys. Look, it's upside down. That was for our Australian viewers.
Yeah, there you go.
Good eye to you.
Good eye.
And then this is for everybody else.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah,
there we
cater
go.
for everyone here.
Look how gorgeous that is when we colour that in with the, bless you.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Feeling dank.
Then that is brilliant when we use that red watercolour in there. It really does bring that 3D. And I wish we had touchy vision.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you feel this stunning depth in there, it really is absolutely gorgeous. So they're your 6 designs, Ben. So many other fabulous samples to show you, which I will during the course of the hour, but that is what you're getting and you will not regret one of them.
No, certainly. And if you're going for the Showstopper as well to make it tariff-free, we've bundled in, as per usual, a whole host of very usable goodies in here, including your tacky glue, so great for all of your constructing of your projects. We've also popped in 3 of our ink pads, opaque pigment ink pads this time as well. So again, great for you to use these with your brand new embossing folders. Lovely blue in there. You've got that midnight. You've got your seal brown included in there as well, also in your opaque, and then you've got your smoked emerald. So those are like, what, $5.99 a pop normally? You're getting 3 of those included in there with your tacky glue. Also, as we've been doing, and I know we've had lots of positive feedback about these, we're popping it in another lookbook for you. I won't open it again because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but you've got plenty of inspo and ideas and other projects in there that you can have a look at when you get yours home. And once again, we are tempting and teasing you with the Star Dream cardstock, which again, you guys have been absolutely loving. We've popped this together in a lovely kind of Christmas collection of colours, that beautiful red, you've got your green, that copper, and then you've got your silver in there too. So you're getting 2 sheets of each of the colours there. That is 285 GSM. And I know a lot of people have been very, very excited about the new cardstock that they've been receiving, and who knows, you may be seeing more of it down the line. We had over 200, I think 250 Showstoppers. We have now got 190. So in the first 12 minutes, well, you can do the maths on that. I can do that for you. You can do it. If you want the Showstopper, this is kind of pointed at you because, as I say, EU and UK viewers, you can obviously just jump in and grab those new folders on their own should you wish to do that. And there's that price. Okay, so it's £32. It's really important that if you're in the US, you understand that your option is that tariff-free Showstopper. Once those 190 have gone, you'll still be able to pick up the embossing folders, but you'll be then incurring those tariffs. So please, please, please don't wait. If you love them, grab them. A few quick comments and we'll get into this. Sandra Evans says, gorgeous embossing folders. That's Sandra in Powys. Avril says, wow, the Joy to the World card, amazing. These embossing folders are out of this world yet again. Good morning, Sherlan Telsford. Hello, Beth Ross Lucas and Paul Prince and Geraldine Saduku. Hello to Dee Shah. Hi to Lois. Lynn Harvey says hi to Ben and Leanne and the team. I hope everyone's having a great day. And Doreen says, hi Ben and Leanne and others. Ben, I received the card this morning that you sent to me. I love the card. Well, you are more than welcome. Pop it on your shelf. Pride of place, please. LMS says hello. Hello to Avril and Sandra. Lynn says, I'm a fan of embossing folders. They are underrated because you can do so much with them and they give your cards a lovely look. They are. They're so versatile, honestly. Karen says, beautiful samples. Good morning, Chica. Wendy Graham, Lisa in Maryland, and hello to Linda Sarrow, who's with us in New York. The lookbooks are beautiful. A fabulous idea, says Sandra. Thank you. Jane Quigley says, I love the lookbook idea. So useful for the old mojo. You know you won this morning, Jane. That prize, by the way, if you've not emailed yet. CTV prizes at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Right. Let's get into this then and get started. So this is obviously the preview. So we will cram in a few little demos here, but basically this is the show to buy, and then you can come back for the 2-hour extravaganza that we've got coming up as the official launch at 2. So buy now, be inspired later. But I say that, Leanne's about to give you a little bit of a soupçon of inspiration right now.
I love, love, love these folders, Ben. They're absolutely exceptional. I'm so happy that you're helping yourself to them because embossing folders are possibly the most versatile thing in your craft stash ever. And they never go out of date.
No.
So you can pick one of these up in 15 years' time and it's still going to look relevant because they're brilliant Christmas traditional designs.
Yeah.
So what I'm starting with is the bauble folder. And I've got a piece of watercolour card because I'm going to watercolour this with our watercolour palette.
Okay.
So when you've got the Crafter's Companion printed, put that at the bottom so it reads backwards, and then put your piece of card where you want the emboss to show. So if this was your matte mirror would be facing up.
Yes.
And so watercolour card, this is the textured front of the watercolour card that's facing up. Close your folder and then run that through the machine. And for a 3D embossing folder, your sandwich is your white cutting plate, your magnetic and your frosted shim.
Yes.
That's the sandwich for a 3D embossing folder. Pop it through your Gemini or your Junior, whichever you've got. These folders will all work in the MIDI as well.
Yeah.
So feel free to use them in the MIDI. Because they're 3D, you don't need the additional purple shim in there. So once you've run that through, you're then going to open the folder and reveal for yourself the beautiful deep emboss. Now I'm going to wiggle this at Jamie because I want you to see. I can wiggle it to the front camera, Jamie.
Wiggle it to
yes,
the front.
I can, darling. Let's just wiggle it.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. There we go. Look, there. Look at that star in the middle there. Look how 3D that is and how much that is absolutely popping out of the card. And bearing in mind, it's a challenge to get you a picture white on white where we haven't put any colour on it yet. And you can see the sculpt and the levels of emboss. If you look at the round baubles, you can see there on that top one with the swirl on, you've got a level of the bauble of emboss, then you've got the level with the lines, then you've got a level with a dot, then you've got the level with the swirls on there. Multi-layer embossing and debossing, you can see on the star there, to give you this sculpted look on your cards.
Incredible.
It's absolutely exceptional. So to go on and colour that, I have got my round paint brushes. My favourite size of brush to use is the 5 and 8.
Right.
So I'm choosing 5 and 8 out of there. They're my two favourites. And then I have activated the watercolour palette by doing a perfume waft of water.
Little waft.
Yeah, a little waft of water. I'll move that over a bit so you can see it. There we go. So just a fine mist, and so we're not saturating them because we don't want to melt them, we're just misting it. Apparently there's a great deal on the palette, Ben.
There was yesterday. I think we've got it on today as well. A different deal though.
Really?
I think so. With accessories as well. So if you want to grab it, then absolutely. Oh, there you go. It is the same deal as yesterday. Oh!
Stop it.
Yeah, I got so excited yesterday. The invisible ink pad is back. I'd never held it in my hand before.
Have you not?
Until yesterday.
Yeah.
The invisible ink pad that sold out. So invisible, I never held it, and it's in the bundle. Maybe we'll pop it up in a minute. Bottom of it, you get the watercolor palette and you get the invisible ink pad.
The shadow mark one.
Yes.
Yes.
I was so excited.
It's genius, isn't it?
Yes.
And you know, these watercolour paints, if you do want to go and help yourself to them and use them with your 3D folders that you're getting, these are pure pigment, no filler, premium artist grade watercolour paints in a half pan, 48 different colours. The price you pay for these, for exactly the same quality in an artist brand, you'd be paying 3, 4, 5, 6 times the price.
What?
And there are many of you out there who are artists and have paid for those watercolours, have messaged me privately and said, these are exceptional, I'm not spending my money on those anymore because they're absolutely brilliant. So trust me when I say, if you're wanting a good quality watercolour, for a fraction of the price, these are what you need. They're premium. Right, so we're going to start painting our bauble now. I'm going to start with this one and we're going to use a nice purple colour. So what I want you to do when you're using your watercolour is a little bit of water on the brush. I've done the perfume waft, so we've got the colour on there, and then we just pick up a goodly amount of the colour onto our brush. I'm bringing the water in as well so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you are going to, and I've got my kitchen towel, you're going to continually clean your brush, because if you don't get this beautiful watercoloured dark to light look.
Yes.
So I'm bringing everything in so you can see it. So I've got dark colour on my brush now. I've got intense concentrated pigment. and then I'm bringing that into my 3D embossed bauble.
Okay.
And you see I'm just following along the edge of the emboss with the tip of my brush, down the bauble,
Yeah.
with intense colour. Our brushes allow you to get this level of detail because they taper to a very fine point. However, what I want to say to you is don't worry if it's not perfect, because this is watercoloured at the end of the day, and by the very nature, watercolour looks and feels much more organic, much more loose, yes. So look, I've cleaned my brush now. I've took the remaining paint off my brush in its entirety. I've dabbed the excess water off, and now I'm just going to use that to use the paint that I've got on there and just start to bring that out into the bauble.
The brushes that Leanne's using, by the way, are included in that bundle at the bottom of your screen. So you get the watercolour palette, you get the pack of, I think it's 5 brushes, Leanne, isn't it, that you get in that pack? 5
different round brushes.
So all the ones that Leanne's using, plus more, and you also get your Shadow Mark ink pad included. So it's £32 platinum, $40 if you're in the US, it's tariff free, and you also get a couple of the Royal & Langnickel brushes thrown in. So that is an unbelievable buy if you can stretch to that. Today, and it will last you a long time as well, won't it? I'm guessing the watercolor palette.
Oh, forever.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably never need to buy another one again.
No.
I'm not even going to. I mean, very foolish of us to give you 48 colours
and
all of those colours and half pan of each one of them, where you need a tiny bit of paint so that you never need to go and buy another one.
Yeah.
But we want to give you excellent quality.
Yes.
We never want to give you inferior quality, and that's what you're getting with this watercolour palette. So notice what I did there is I just dragged the colour out a little bit, and then with the paint that was on my brush, I went and edged the other side of the bauble, which will give it a little bit more intense colour, but not too much. Okay. I've cleaned my brush again, no paint coming off on the tissue. Then I go back in and I bring that paint that's already on there out a little bit further. And I just edge around, moving into the centre so that it gets lighter as we move into the centre. As I do that, I stop again, Ben.
Okay, Ouchie just asked what kind of card you're using, Leanne.
What colour?
Yep.
Which colour what?
No, what type of card?
What type of card? I beg your pardon. Watercolour card.
Yes.
Always. If you're using anything with any water, it's always a watercolour card.
That's the law.
So you see there, if I needed a little bit more paint to intensify that a little bit, I went and picked it up from here. I did not go back into my paint palette because there's enough pigment on this bauble to give me the look and feel I want without going back into the paint palette. And what that does is mean that you don't obliterate your design with loads of dark colour. You just use what's there, so it's been very, very frugal. Once you've done that, you've got a lovely mix between dark and light. It feels beautifully watercoloured. You would let this dry or use your heat gun, and then we'll do some other things on top of it. But look, shall I show you another bauble while we're on?
Why
because,
not?
do you know, I think anybody, Ben, even somebody who hasn't painted before, can pick up a tiny little bit of paint on a brush, draw down one edge, clean the brush, drag the paint out. Nothing difficult, but it looks absolutely exceptional. Let's go with the big bauble up in the centre now, and let's make it Christmassy. So let's go with a nice red colour. Okay. So I'm just going back into my palette. Move this along so you can see. There we go. Back into my palette, and you'll see what I'm doing is I haven't put a load of water, just a tiny bit, and I go round and round and round and intensify, pick up that beautiful watercolour pigment on my brush. Then I do exactly the same technique that I used for the purple bauble. I'm just going to edge around.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if it's perfect. And you can move your card around. Just edge around in one place. Yeah. There we go. And then just to intensify it here a little bit, I'm just going to do a tiny bit there, but not all the way around. And you'll see why in a second. But in terms of being a beginner and making a Christmas card that looks like you have spent forever and that you are an artist, this is the way to do it with all of the designs that we've got in this collection. We'll do more in launch day. I've cleaned my brush, no paint left on the brush. Okay, you can see that there. Then I'm dipping it in and I'm taking off the excess. So I've got a damp brush, not a saturated brush. Then I'm just going to, little circular motions, pick up that intense pigment that I've got there and just drag it out into the bauble. And when I feel like the colour's getting a little bit overwhelmed, so I'm not getting a differentiation, I'll stop, clean my brush and start again.
Yeah.
And what that does is drag the pigment out and give you that fabulous light to dark effect, which gives you the 3D appearance on the watercoloured bauble that you're colouring in. Stop, clean your brush, and then you can go to the other side. And because I went and put some intense colour here, now when I move this around and the whole thing's coloured, you'll see that it feels much more 3D because we've got darker area and lighter areas, and it feels like it's popping out of the centre. Don't worry about the fact that I've coloured over all of those details on there, because I'm going to show you how to make those pop.
Okay.
Now, with this red one, if you wanted to pop even more, you can go and pick another colour in the family and give a tiny little edge. And you can be brave, so you can go with like a dark navy or a dark brown or a deep burgundy, for example. And I'm going to go into my paper palette and find a darker colour, which is this one here.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to add a little bit of that at the edge. A little bit much water there, so I'm just going to take that away. And then I'm going to go into this darker one and just add a little bit there. What that does is those colours catch the light and just make it feel even more 3D. I'm going to dry that now with my heat gun because I don't want it to wash away the good work, and then I'll show you what else we're going to do with it.
Alex says, good afternoon, Leanne, Ben and Jan. You've done it again. Every time I decide I'm not buying something, you make it irresistible. I just have no willpower or money, she says. Sorry about that, Alex. Kathy Green says, Showstopper purchased. I was only going to get the 5x7 folder since I don't make square cards, but I can trim the others down for my cards, she says. Sandra says, I love watching Leanne colour. And Stephanie says, good morning, Leanne, Ben, social superstar and friends from Farmingdale, New Jersey. Thank you also, Angelia, who says, you had me at 3D Christmas. Well done, Leanne and team. These are making their way to Tennessee. Hi, says Jotty, says, hi, everybody. Hello, Ben and Leanne. Another 20 folders, or 20 showstoppers, I should say, have gone in the last 13 minutes. So we've now only got 170 of these. Just whilst you were drying there, Leanne, Dee says, question, please. Does the paint have to be wet for you to drag it out still, or can it still work if it has dried out?
If it's dried out, it will still move a little bit, but not as much.
Right.
And I can show you that in the launch show. I can do one and dry it and then show you how the paint will drag out. So you will reactivate it with water. Watercolour will always reactivate with water unless you fix it with something like a hairspray or a fixative, an art fixative. But it won't drag as much. So I'll show you that. Yes, you can reactivate it, but you won't get the result exactly as I got there.
And just to say for you, Jay Pressy, so you get 3 5x7 folders, and then your square ones, they're 5.5 by 5.5, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, 5.5. And thank you, Jane Quigley, says, I've just bought the paint accessories collection as well. That is, I think, if budget allows today, Leanne, that's a perfect partner, what you're using now, isn't it, to go with it? It
is. I would never advocate for anything other than, I always say watercolour card is the law.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way, the clue is in the title.
Exactly right, yeah.
Watercolour card.
Yeah.
It is the best medium for getting beautiful watercoloured results time after time. And I just think, don't waste your time trying to do it on something else. You'll end up frustrated. It won't look like you want it to look. You'll think it's your skill that you can't do it, and you'll give it up and you'll say, I'm no good at this. You are good at it, you just haven't tried the right card.
Yes.
So try it on the watercolour card, and I guarantee the results you'll get are the results that I'm getting here. Right, so I just added a little bit of a deeper red in, so you can see I've got that lovely 3D going on there. I'm drying it because we're going to go in with some other ways of accenting the bauble. I'm not going to do the whole folder because we've only got the hour, so I'm showing you the two, and then you'll use the technique that I've used on these two baubles. You'll use this technique across all of the other baubles on the card. So, a couple of different things you can do. I've got our metallic markers here, and it's the fine tip that you want. And I've got a little scrap of card. Let's just use this to get this going. I've moved my paints out of the way for now. So with your fine metallic markers, just make sure that it's on a scrap of card, that the ink's not flowing out too fast, and that you've got some little swirls going, which I have. Because this is a beautiful fine point, take your time, and what you can do is trace the top layer of emboss on your baubles. The fine point on this is the perfect width for the level of emboss that you've got. You'd think we thought about that.
Yeah.
You'd be right.
Whee.
There we go. So look how much that stands out on your bauble there. Then we can just go and do the little dots. Take your time. If you need to get some more ink flowing, do it off on your scrap of card. Just check it, move it to get it flowing, and then go back.
Leanne, Carol's just asking, Leanne, could you do the same idea, like what you've been doing with the Sunbeam and Moonbeam watercolours?
Absolutely. And with our glitter watercolours, and I'm going to be doing that in the launch show.
Lovely. Lots to do at 2.
Yes, much ado at 2. And then we're going to do this one here, so you can see how that then brings the bauble alive.
Oh, baubles is the most popular, probably because Leanne's demoing it.
I'm using the silver to colour in the top of the bauble on the 3D emboss, so you can see that there. And that's the little hanger. There we go. Brilliant. And then I'll do the same on this one down here. So we're just following the lines.
Karen's just ordered the Showstopper. She's got the paint bundle as well and some paper. All tariff free, that's what we like, Karen. Thanks to CTV, says Mo. I've got the bundle and the Showstopper. And thank you to Jane. She says, I always trust Leanne's advice. She is the queen of colouring. You are, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Wendy says, I've got these watercolour palettes. Amazing. And Sparkly Sue. Hi, Ben and Leanne. I've got my Showstopper. Thank you, Sue. I think these folders are terrific. Such a quick and easy way to make a fabulous card. And thanks to Leanne for teaching the tips, which are invaluable, she says.
Oh, you are very, very welcome. Funnily enough, you're welcome.
Hey.
Do you know, I just love to show you that what you think is difficult, when you're a new crafter or an advanced or even intermediate crafter, or you look at something that you've seen, and I'm going to put this in inverted commas, expert do, a lot of the time, all it needs is a little breakdown for you so that you can see the easy steps to achieve. Because when we design products at Crafters Companion, my team know that all of the time, every question, every session, product development session we have, when we're developing a product, it is it usable by everybody? Mm-hmm. Can everybody do it? And if we answer no, everybody can't do it, you need a bit of skill, I don't want to do it. Right. I just want to make it so that an advanced crafter, a beginner crafter, an intermediate crafter, as somebody who's never crafted before crafter, could pick these up and do something really beautiful that they're proud of. Yeah. And I think we have absolutely nailed that with these embossing folders. So now all I'm going to do on this folder, all I would do is go ahead and continue to accent. Now, you can do it with your silver marker, as you can see I'm doing here, or alternatively, if you wanted, you could take your silver gilding wax and just rub it over some of the areas. But look, just by accentuating the watercolour and then going over with that silver marker, how they're jumping off the page. And then when you do them all, that's what it looks like. And then all I've done here is, you can see Nicole's done here for us, is we've used our gem glue and the gem box from when we did Touch of Sparkle with a pickup tool, and we've just put little gems in appropriate places, and then you get a mixture of that beautiful watercolour, you get that brilliant metallic pen, you get your Touch of Sparkle gems, you've got something which could not be more Christmas if you tried, and it's incredibly simple and easy for you to do.
Quick question from Altu as well, who says, could you combine 2 colours in one bauble? Would that be easy to do?
Oh, yeah, shall I do one on this one?
Go on.
Yeah.
Well, because Altu's asked, just to show her.
You've asked, let's do it. Yeah. You live life on the edge, let's do it.
Come on, yes.
Yeah, which 2 colours would we like?
Well, what colours do you want?
Now then, shall we go, well, shall I help you? Yeah. We'll go blue and pink.
Oh, okay.
Or blue and yellow.
But blue and yellow is a favourite combo of mine.
Let's do blue and yellow then.
But I think blue and pink more. Oh, yeah,
let's do it. Colours. Okay, so we're going with a blue. This is blue. And so I'm just picking up the blue. Now, what I do is, you want the consistency when you're using this paint, single cream. Right. Single or double cream. Doesn't want to feel like water or tea or liquid or in any way, you need to work the paint so that it builds up some substance and it feels a little bit thicker. And then that's when it's on your brush, that's when you stop. And then we just trace down one side.
Okay.
Okay, so this is with the first colour.
And you're using what, an 8 brush here, did you say?
This is the 5.
5.
And paintbrush sizes are universal.
Right.
So this size 5 paintbrush will be the same as the Royal & Langnickel size 5, the same as a different brand 5. It's a little bit like a knitting needle. A size 4 is a size 4.
So just looking at them here, because you get them in the bundle, so your 0 and your 3 are for sort of more fine work, I suppose,
yes.
are they? But your 5 and your 8 are your sort of your workhorses,
Yeah, every day.
Right.
Yes, every day.
And then your 10's slightly bigger again,
just whacking colour down all over the place. To put a finer point on it.
You describe things in such an easy way for me to understand. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Number 10, whack it down all over the place. Yeah. And
there's no point in using 27 words when 3 will do, Ben.
Well, that's right. And that's why we like you so much, when you answer questions in one word. And you also get your 3/4 of an inch brush from Royal & Langnickel, and that's even bigger.
Oh, that's brilliant. So that is for big background washes, and there's nothing to stop you on this doing a lovely background wash, like in a pale gold, for example, and then drying and go and doing your detail painting over the top.
Nice.
That would be incredible. So you see, what I'm doing now is completely cleaning that brush, so getting all the blue off. Okay, so now I'm going to go and find the yellow I want to use. So a little bit of water, and I'm going to use this one. And the same again, water round and round and round until you've got a single or double cream consistency.
Yeah.
So it can't feel liquid. Okay, that feels good enough. And it's worthwhile taking your time to do that. You'll get a better result. Okay, so now I'm going to edge the other side of the bauble.
Okay.
In yellow.
Will you spritz and waft these every time then? Or, I mean, like if you like finished now and then came back to these, say, an hour later, would you need to then reawaken them again?
I'd do a spritz waft, yes.
Right. Alison says, I'm watching...
I mean, I can demonstrate a spritz waft if you like.
I mean, we'd love to see it, to be honest. Because, yeah, you might not know what a spritz waft is.
After I've coloured this bauble, I will demonstrate for you a spritz waft.
Spritz waft, yeah.
Okay, so now I've got one side is blue and one side is yellow. And then what we're going to do is let the water do the magic. So I've cleaned my brush again. Okay, so I've cleaned my brush again. Actually, that's yak. So I'm just going to get a clean water. Bear with, because I don't want to muddy my colouring. So that's another thing I'm going to say as a top tip for you when you're watercolouring. When you get this, throw it away, discard it.
Yeah.
Get a nice fresh clean one. Constantly clean your water will help you get beautiful clean watercoloured results.
Love it.
So, and look, even by getting it's gone a little bit of a yellow, so I hadn't gotten all the colour out, it had the yak still on the brush, which we didn't want. So now I've got a clean brush. What we're going to do is start dragging that colour out. So I've picked up a little bit of yellow there.
Yeah.
And I'm coming over to the blue.
Okay.
And it starts to mix that brand new colour as you come out into the bauble. Clean your brush, bring the blue out a little bit further, and that'll just intensify the blue. So I'm just going over where I had it and bringing it out into the bauble. And I'm just working on the top first, and then I'll go down and do the bottom. Okay, so then when I've done that, clean my brush entirely. You notice I've stopped. Then turn your card, or if you can do it the opposite way, if you don't need to turn your card, don't, but I do, because I have to colour in this direction, I don't know why. Then I go and do the yellow, and I bring that out to meet the blue. But I let some of that colour mix in the middle.
Okay.
And then you just let the water do the work for you. So I haven't obliterated all of the yellow and I haven't obliterated all of the blue, but we've got that lovely mix in the middle, which makes it feel like one of those beautiful iridescent glass baubles. Do the same at the bottom. So let the water do the work. So I've just got clean brush, back to the blue, letting that come out.
Yeah.
And you can see the water just there in the middle. It's moving the blue out into the water. When you feel you've got enough, stop, clean your brush, take the excess off, go to the yellow, let that do the work for you. Bring the yellow out, let it mix in the middle with that colour.
That's brilliant.
Let the water do the work, because it's watercolour, they want to mix together, so you don't have to go over them. If you go over them too much with each other, it just ends up one colour, and you don't want that. Once you've got it to a point where you think it's looking beautiful, dry it.
And I suppose your two-colour choice there as well is very important, isn't it? Because you might end up with muddied colours if you choose the wrong ones.
So you wouldn't use, for example, a red and a green. You'll get brown. So if you think of your colour wheel, or if you just Google yourself a colour wheel, work from the same side of the colour wheel. So blue and green is on the same side, left or right. Red, orange, yellow on the same side. Pinks and purples on the same side. Pinks and blues on the same side. Don't go across the colour wheel. If you go across the colour wheel, opposites, you'll get mud.
There's another 10 gone in the last 10 minutes, so we've got 160 showstoppers left. Again, I point that more to our US friends, because that's your tariff-free opportunity. So there's 160 tariff-free opportunities left to get the showstopper. We will give you time to check out in just a few moments' time. A few comments coming through as well, and then we'll come back and reiterate and everything, and answer the questions which are coming in too, because there's a few more of those. People are mesmerised. Jane says that she's mesmerised.
And then I'm just going to go back with my silver pen on my testy bit. And then because this is the very fine tip, we can just go and pick out those little details.
Ah, yes.
You could use your gems if you want to. This final stage of picking out those embossed details really does bring your bauble to life. And it's very easy to follow the little bits that are raised because they're so raised. You're not having to go all over the folder or make a mess of it.
Yeah.
So easy to do. And actually the fine tip on this marker is the absolute perfect size to be able to do this effortlessly.
Thank you to Thea, who's bought the folders. Chica's bought them as well. And Colin says, I love, love, love Leanne. Like I said, I love learning from you. Such an awesome teacher for us all, says Colleen. And Helen says, looks amazing. Leanne and the baubles remind me of the 60s and my grandparents' tree. We'll get my metallic pens out later. Ben, she says, thank you to this demo from Leanne.
Yeah.
Glad that you asked, Altia, actually. It was lovely to see the combo of colours.
I'm pleased you asked as well. Thank you. I'm pleased I've been able to show everybody this. And actually, guys, for all of our people over there in the US, these folders were not on HSN for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And they will not be in the future. So if you are loving this, this is where you need to get them.
UK exclusive. Love that. Less than 160 of these now as well, US friends, tariff-free. As I say, after a short break in just a mo, we'll give you the opportunity to see everything. We'll show you the showstopper again. And unbelievably, we'll be just about done. It's flown over this show. It's
flown over. And I know it's only one card, but I think it's nice to see
it is.
The technique, isn't it? It's nice to be able to see how you're going to colour them. So there you go. Just add in that little bit of silver pen. Look how lovely that is. It catches the light. You'll continue and colour all of your baubles however you would like to. I've just nearly knocked my water over. Oh, nearly knocked it flying. And this is what you're going to end up with.
That is incredible. Thank you to Alison Mason. She says, I'm watching Leanne's demo as well as the Lionesses Victory Parade. Legends across the board. Didn't they do well? I sound like Brucey. Didn't they do well, fellas? On Sunday. That was incredible. What a penalty shootout that was. Carol is coming home again. Coming back home. Carol says, good morning to Leanne Ben and our superstar. And Jenny Harris says, hi Leanne and Ben. I've just ordered the Embossing Folders showstopper and yesterday's Christmas Dream showstopper to tide me over on my recuperation of having a knee replacement, says Jenny. Excited for the delivery. Well, I hope you recover quickly and you'll have this to take your mind off it.
Sending you loads of love and speedy recovery wishes.
Jane says, mesmerising, beautiful. Leanne says, Altia, thank you. I love it. There you go, Altia. Once you've got your kit, you can try this out now as well. Shirley says, the baubles are beautiful. And Paul Prince says, I love paint markers, so this will be my first folder to try out. Let's give you opportunity to get checked out. When we come back, we can recap on everything for you, and that will be that. Don't forget, if you've bought in this show, come back at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So an hour and a quarter's time, we'll have 2 hours to give you the opportunity to ask those questions, to ask for any more requests. And of course, Leanne's got loads of demos lined up for you as well. So we've got a break. We'll come back in about 4 or 5, get to the checkout. We'll see you in a moment.
Hi, I'm Alex Girling. I don't normally wear glasses, but to read, I need to wear my glasses. I've known of Crafters Companion for probably the whole time that they've existed, which happens to be the amount of time that I've been doing papercraft. I'm a cross stitcher originally, knitting, things like that, and then I sort of discovered papercraft, and that's really taken over everything that I do. And I have to say, having just gone through all of my craft stash, the majority of what I have is Crafters Companion. Nothing compares, just brilliant. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm sorry, I'm not in my craft room. It's quite dark in there and the lighting isn't fantastic, and I'm waiting for my lunch. So, thank you. Keep up the brilliant work. You're all amazing. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every £1, $1, or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing.
The inspiration, the products to make our own and make it our own.
I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
I like to watch Crafters TV as often as I'm free, and I always get new ideas each time, and it certainly helps kickstart my mojo.
That is why I love Crafters Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before.
I wouldn't be the crafter I am today without Crafters TV, so thank you.
Hello there, Crafters TV. Janie Quigley here. We're in the match. What's not to love about Crafters TV? Come on, the laughter. It's so good. The products. And you look at something and thinking, do I need that in my stash? And then you see the demonstrators and the cards that are being made and you think, yes, I want that. It's just done so cleverly and easy explained and fun. It's made fun. Crafting should be fun. I craft for pleasure. I craft because it helps me through my problems. It helps me de-stress. And watching Crafters TV, being able to talk to people, wow, from all over the world. I mean, that's not something I'd be able to do if it wasn't for Crafters TV. And to meet people, get to knowing people, and the laughter. Come on, the laughter. I mean, some days I'm crying with laughter. It's so funny. Ben, you're a hoot. Demonstrators are all so really clever and easy to explain what they're doing. I just love CCTV. I just love watching. Fills my day. I can get a little lonely. It just fills my day. It just makes everything right. Stops me from going loopy, which I am a little loopy. So thanks for everything that you do. Love you. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. I can't believe we've only got about 6-7 minutes left on the show, but thank you for checking it out. Sparkly Sue says, I was supposed to be clearing up the house, but I haven't been able to move because I've just been mesmerised by the colouring. Blanca Sabreco says, good morning, everyone. Hello. And Carol Garrow Beard says, yes, just placed my order for this awesome collection. Hi to Carol Garwood Beard. Hello, Jane Quigley, Jenny Harris. I've got a question to ask in just a second, but before that, I know, Leanne, you wanted to say a quick hello, a bit of a shout out, haven't you?
I've got a very special shout out to a very special person whose birthday is at the end of this week. And her name is Miss Bella.
Oh.
She's at home with Nikki, and she's been watching the show and colouring in. And yeah, I think Nikki might have bought the embossing folders and paints for Miss Bella. Nikki works with us here at Crafters Companion. So Bella is one of the family, and I wanted to say hello to you and a mwah for your birthday later on in the week.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Bella. Hope you have a brilliant time. Just one question which came a little earlier before we have a look through with you. Roxanne says, Leanne, can you, or is there a way to use your sticky ink and embossing powders on the embossing folders, or is that too difficult to do?
It can be tricky, I won't fib, but the best way to do that would be to brayer the sticky ink onto your folder. We can have a look at a technique like that, actually, in the launch show, where you will put ink on the folder and then run it through, and then put your powder on and then heat emboss. You will get a more organic, rustic look because the powder and the ink has a habit to want to stick where you don't want it to stick. So if you want a very precise look of that and you don't want it to be a little bit organic, the best thing to do is emboss and then use your pens or your gilding wax. But if you do want that more loose feel to your design, which is fine if that's what you want, then, or a little bit more aged or vintage, then you can ink the folder, put it through your machine.
Brilliant show, says Shirley. Thank you, Leanne and Ben. And Jenny says, thank you, fellow crafters. Just having some retail therapy. Should we have a look at some finished samples and look again at the actual embossing folders that you're going to get with Leanne in case you missed it at the start of the show? Let's have a look.
Yeah, so these are, I'll show you the boards again, just in case you didn't see them. And then we're going to have a look at some other examples that our amazing design team's done. You can see how brilliant they are. That's look at that. Amazing. Look at the sculpt. Oh, absolutely incredible. So that's the baubles, the one that I've just done for you. Then you've got this fabulous flourishing holly. Again, absolutely incredible when you see that level of 3D embossing there. And then when you do the technique I've just shown you with watercolour, that's how beautiful it is. This is the elegant mistletoe. Love a bit of mistletoe at Christmas, I have to say. Look how incredible that emboss is. Watercolour it, and you've got a very elegant, beautiful design. Your snowflakes, very detailed, very beautiful, very 3D. Look how gorgeous they are. And then again, here we are with that lovely design. Here we got our Christmas foliage, which is great. And then again, coloured in. I think if you've got candlelight, please get that.
Yeah,
and actually,
100%.
I think if you got the range yesterday from Sarah, please get that and colour it in pinks. It's going to look gorgeous. Then we've got our beautiful poinsettia with all of that gorgeous 3D in there. And you can see, beautiful when you watercolour it.
Love that.
But let's just have a quick rattle through if you don't mind. Look at this. This has had some of the detail fussy cut and stuck on top in 3D.
I love that.
Look how incredible that looks. It's beautiful, isn't it? Use some more of your pastel tones and a bit more of your gilding wax if that's what you want to do, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Embossed only on white gilding wax.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. This I adore, if I got it the right way up. That's some watercolour, but look, glossy highlight on top of there. Oh, I'm going to have to go faster. Alcohol marker coloured.
Yeah.
Metallics on black coloured.
Oh, yes, love that.
Some of your pastel colours with a little easel card and just some monotone colouring. This is just ink blending, which is gorgeous. A little bit of ink blending in an aperture, absolutely gorgeous. I'll have more time in the launch show. I'll give everybody an Oscars shout out. Poinsettias again. This one, look, I wouldn't have thought of those colours for Christmas. Look how incredible it is. Use your glitter cards, use your gems, use your alcohol markers, use your same colour inks if you want to. The possibilities are absolutely endless. And by the way, chop them up and make a gift box.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. Just as well to say, if you want those embossing folders on their own, you can. UK, EU. In the US, the Showstopper is your best angle. There is 150 of these now left. They've been so popular. It's tariff-free, and you're also going to get 8 sheets of this beautiful Star Dream cardstock, 285 GSM, and there's 4 colours there. You've got that silver, the copper, the Christmas red, and the Christmas green, double-sided as well for you. Also, you're going to get a bottle of your tacky glue, and 3 of the opaque pigment ink pads as well. So colours which are just going to work so nicely with the designs that you've got on your embossing folders. You've got your smoked emerald, you've got a seal brown in there, and then a beautiful midnight. We also, and you guys have absolutely loved this sort of new edition that we've done recently, we've brought in one of the lookbooks as well. So we do each and every one of the new launches we do, we bring in a lookbook for you too, so you can get all of the inspiration in there, have a little bit of a thumb through, a browse through when you get that home. And that is your Showstopper. It is tariff-free. £48 or $68 is that platinum price. And remember, we've got 150 of those remaining, and I'm talking mainly to the US viewers because that is your only real option to buy tariff-free. You can get everything else, of course, individually, but you will incur those tariffs. UK and EU viewers, if you want to just go for the bundle on its own, you can. Indeed, if you just want to buy maybe one of the 5.5 by 5.5, one of the 5 by 7s, you can pick and choose. Just shop the day to see all of those details. That has been a fabulous show. Thank you so much for watching. Leanne, thank you so much. And I know in the 2-hour official launch, we've got plenty more time and you've got lots of demos. But again, we're happy to answer questions and do requests, aren't we?
Always happy to answer questions and do requests. Look, we would never have done a 2-colour bauble unless that question had come in. So I love that. So have a little think. What would you like to see with these 3D folders? Let us know in the next show, and if I can do it, I will.
There you go. You see, I'll be back with Leanne in an hour's time. In the meantime, get your carts and baskets checked out, and don't forget, also still online and worth a look. I know the stock is dwindling. The Christmas outlet sale that we've got up to 50% off selected Christmas lines. So do have a look before you fill your baskets. And meet me and Leanne back here in an hour's time. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.